Alton Towers has a variety of dark rides on offer at the resort right now, including Hex, Gangster Granny, and a boat ride in the dungeons that everyone forgets about. But this year, 2023, they debuted a brand new dark ride that would add to that lineup. Well, sort of brand new. Located in Gloomy Wood, in the grounds of the Alton Manor, is the Curse at Alton Manor. Now, yes, I did make a video on opening day to explain my thoughts and my review of it, but I didn't really go that in depth because, first of all, it was only one ride, and two, I was trying to get it out as quick as possible. So a few weeks down the line to now, and over 10 plus rides on Curse at Alton Manor, I'm here to do my full in-depth review for you guys right now. And of course, if you do go on to enjoy this video and you want to see more just like this, then please subscribe. It'd be greatly appreciated, and it'd also keep you updated on when I release the brand new all-day challenge announcement, which is coming this Saturday. What ride is it going to be on? You'll have to wait and see. So like with most heavily themed rides, this review doesn't really start in the ride. The atmosphere in that main area itself is just amazing. There's all the smoke and there's loads of different actors roaming around, and obviously the manor itself looks amazing along with the other buildings inside that town centre. Did I just call it a town centre? You know, if there's a manor and there's a stupendous amount of confectionery house, that is now a town. The ride facade looks amazing as you see it walking up towards it. I mean, it does look exactly the same as Jewel, but it feels 10 times nicer. That said, the queue as well outside of the ride has some cool little Easter eggs and stuff on the gravestones to older rides such as Ripsaw and the Black Hole. Either way, as I said, the smoke and lighting both look amazing as well. Like, just seeing it at night, The story is also really well told out throughout the outside outing. Moving on to the inside of the building. As you walk in, it looks very similar to what Jewel's old indoor queue line looked like, but this time it's just 10 times better. There's going to be a reoccurring theme here. You walk round into the crooked room with like the floor. It's the same layout of path as before, but there's an amazing pre-show that plays whilst you're in there. This one, you just keep free-flowing through it, and occasionally you'll see it, you might miss it, you might see the end of it. I mean, every enthusiast walks into there and videos it anyway, just stops standing there, including me. Me being me, you know, on my first ride, we walked in at the perfect time, and we just played, and it was beautiful. I just looked around and I was like, wow, what is all this writing on the wall? Why is someone graffiti? But that bit is such a good part of the experience. Boarding the ride in the station, I now can't show you anything on the ride. Well, I guess I can, but it's just going to be little screen grabs, you know, little... Pretty much the layout and ride system is exactly the same to Jewel, but in this, it's 100 times better. As you round the first corner, there's a little screen with a little family portrait on it. Oh, where the f did they go? There's some moving walls to your right, and it's followed by some gate, massive smoke explosion, projection map. I don't know what that has to do with the ride, but I digress. You turn the corner and she whispers really loudly. And this mosaic window with the Alton Manor on it just completely smashes when you go towards it. So, yeah, that's quite cool. It's a lot better than the old zombie head that just used to go. You then enter the banquet hall where Emily raises up at the back and basically dies. I didn't really explain that well. Hold on a sec. Basically, there's some projection in a mirror where there's a hallway that looks like it continues on forever and that you're going to go down there. And Emily raises up and then sort of like gets sucked back into that hallway, and then genuinely that's how bright the light is. That was and still is one of the best effects in there. It's very simple but extremely effective. After that, turning the corner, here's where my first criticism would have been. There was a swinging head that basically came out of nowhere, and it was really dark. It wasn't lit up very well. Couldn't see it. I had to squint. Had to look up and squint. I'm closing my eyes. I don't know whether they heard the feedback or they've just been waiting to do it anyway, but they've lit them up a lot more, which is very nice. As you go around, you see a nursery door which has some footprints leading up to it. She then pretty much tells her own family to... A strike appears on a massive family portrait through their necks, and yeah, it's just a bit morbid. Fair. It is just those little things that add so much. Then the moment you've all been waiting for. You've been waiting since Jewel was opened in 1961. The trommel is finally working. Hey, and I haven't had a ride in it since, where it hasn't. Good on you, Towers. And this one is so disorientating because there's basically a clock at the end of it that's going either the same or the different way to you, and it's just... And this is when I present the hide and seek section of the ride. 2 seconds. Let me just... Basically, it's a lot of darkness. For about 15 seconds or so, you literally navigate back and forth in complete darkness with audio of Emily saying, "I'm here," or "I'm over there." I do see what they were trying to do with it because, again, if you're playing hide and seek in the dark, it's a bit spooky. I think something else in that dark patch would have made it a little bit better. Little flashes of candles or even her jump scaring you. Call me Merlin magic making. From there's a few more scenes of relevance. You got some good jump scares, including a big hand and a very loud piano. There's a really well executed attic scene, and again, the big spider from Jewel is back too. You go through the attic and you enter this living room. It's sort of a nice humble dwelling, you know. Then you go along this corridor of mirrors, or so they appear to be mirrors. And then, as you traverse the corridor, you basically look right and you just see your vehicle, but Emily Alton's in it, and her only. When I first saw that, I was flabbergasted, and that is no understatement. A little jump scare to the left as you enter the second darkish section. In this scene, there is quite a few flying heads that use the same mechanisms as the screaming heads in Jewel. No, I'm not doing an impression. Very dark around you, but they're very lit up as they swing past you, and obviously, sadly, they don't go, but life doesn't always go your way sometimes. As you turn into the garden scene, this scene is incredible. There is a lot to look at. There's a moving animatronic behind like some stone pillars on the left. There's a lightning strike effect that sometimes happens as well. The hearse now has a projection of Emily Alton coming out of the coffin. A stitched doll looking thing comes to attack you as you approach Emily, who is on the swing. And as you look back, when you pass her, she gone. Once again, it's a very simple effect on how it works, but it's so well done. You then enter the section that had a lot of promo images released for it. I mean, you probably remember them. And as well, we did guess. The Flume Duck was in there. I said last time that you should give me the lottery numbers, but this time, let's try and guess something else theme park related quickly. I reckon Nemesis is going to return. You traverse her doll's house, there's so many physical props that are loads of Easter eggs as well. There's some screens and some projections as well that don't overpower too much, even if whilst in that doll's house, she's trying to kill you, before you reach the final jump scare. Think of it like the were-rabbit in Wallace and Gromit's Thrill-O-Matic, but it's not a rabbit. There's some like rushing towards the walls effect, and it all lights up red, and you pass underneath, and Emily Alton is just there, screaming at you. There's a ceiling board that gets flapped down and hits the wall. There's a loud boom, and you head back into the exit station. That massive head in the roof is genuinely a huge set piece, and it is terrifying to an extent, even if I didn't see it properly first time round. There's obviously a few teething issues here and there with the ride, but honestly, it's such a good dark ride to have in the UK. I feel like if you don't really know the storyline, you might struggle to understand it a bit, but again, the fact Alton Towers have made and spent so much money on this refurb when it's their own intellectual property, I think that's amazing. And I'm going to give it a 9 out of 10. It's such a good dark ride. Absolutely love it. And the reason I haven't given it a 10, purely because of the dark section and also the few teething issues here and there. Like, if it weren't for them, 10 out of 10 dark ride. Sod you, Darren Brown. He's not even there anymore. Why am I laughing? That may be the best dark ride in the UK, but what isn't going to be the best ride in the UK is what we're riding all day for charity soon. Stay tuned for the announcement this Saturday. I'm so excited.
Choose your character, Dan.